Welcome to The Abundance Journey, the show that helps spiritual entrepreneurs create an abundance mindset that accelerates revenue. Here's your host, the Abundance Ambassador, Elaine Starling.
Have you ever wondered about the connection between spiritual prosperity and financial prosperity? I got to tell you, this is a really sore subject for so many people on this planet. Some people you talk to, they are convinced that if you have lots of money, there's absolutely no way you can be spiritual and really do good in the world. And then there are other people on the other extreme who feel like it's really important that you focus on generating money so that you can do good in the world. So I was wondering, how can we invest in ourselves to have both spiritual and financial prosperity? And then I met this awesome expert who gets this at a really deep level. You are going to adore Joel Saloman. He's a prosperity coach who helps others overcome obstacles standing in the way of their financial freedom. He's so passionate about this topic. He's published count them, three best-selling books. The first one is called Infinite Love and Money. The second one is The 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use. So funny. He talked about my sign in the back. I'm so happy, grateful, and blessed. And he's like, yeah, that's one of my rules. So I'm like, hey, great minds think alike. And then the third book is Mindful Money Management, Memoirs of a Hedge Fund Manager. Joel is always eager to share his understanding. That's why he's got an award-winning TEDx speaker. He's led over 20 workshops to overcome limiting beliefs. In fact, Joel's work is so popular that he spoke at Mike Dooley's Infinite Possibilities Training Conference in New Orleans in March of 2018 and came back again by popular demand in 2021. Yeah, I mean, he has serious spiritual and financial cred. So it shouldn't surprise you that Joel's a popular guest on many well-known TV shows and podcasts. Well, naturally, Joel's the kind of person who believes in paying it forward. So he also created a nonprofit organization to teach financial literacy to kids under 18 in the U.S. Joel, I am so happy. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. You could join us today to have this conversation because this is such a dynamic, confusing, limiting belief inducing topic, right?
Absolutely. And Elaine, thanks so much for having me. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here with you today. Thank you so much.
Oh, the honor, the pleasure is mine. I want to make sure that we get absolutely the most out of this conversation. So we're going to do two things to really connect our energy, yours, mine, the entire audience, as well as the God of our understanding. So the two things we're going to do, the first one is we're going to take 3 long, slow, deep breaths together. And as we breathe in through the nose, think the words, I am. And as we breathe out through the mouth, think the word consciousness. And I'll remind us when we get to that point. And then right after those 3 deep breaths, I'm going to share an intention with you. I'm pointing at my heart when I say intention. It's kind of like typing an address into a spiritual GPS. This is where we want to go through this conversation. And we don't have to pay attention to exactly which right turn, left turn, where the gas stations are, where we're going to eat. We don't have to pay attention to that. We know we are being guided to exactly where we want to go. So it really helps connect us. Now, the tricky part is we are going to hold this intention for 78 seconds of silence. And a lot of people get kind of nervous about that. But there's 2 things I found that really make a difference. The first one is just pick 2 or 3 words that feel elevated to you, that feel like higher vibration. This is what you aspire to experience. And repeat those 2 or 3 words over and over again to yourself in your mind for those 78 seconds. Then the second thing is to notice what's happening in your body. Sometimes you'll get goosebumps or a rush of heat, or I feel a sense of expansion sometimes. Anything like that is just confirmation that the God of your understanding has locked into that vibration that you say you want, and you are on your way to experience the intention. How cool is that?
Awesome.
Well, let's go ahead and play. Let's start by breathing together 3 times. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, consciousness. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, consciousness. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, consciousness. In love and light, we hold the intention that we invest in ourselves by fully sharing our gifts to enrich ourselves and others, igniting spiritual and financial prosperity for all. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. We give thanks, and so it is. That was really interesting. What came through for you, Joel? What was your experience like?
I felt vibration that I haven't felt before in my face, which was really interesting. Yeah, I guess a lot of love and light here.
Yeah, it was so funny for me. I saw, this is so weird because this has not happened to me before. I saw angels playing poker, and I'm like, seriously, poker? And they said, hey, it's a game. Life is a game, honey.
Yeah.
And then they're playing hopscotch, and then they're playing Twister. And they're like, you know how Twister twists you up? Sometimes life twists you up, doesn't it? And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it does.
That's really cool. Wow.
Interesting. Well, Joel, obviously, we are witnessing the after 3 best-selling books on stage with Mike Dooley. You know, all the things that you're doing and making a massive difference in the world. There had to be a before you got to this after. What ignited your passion for sharing how people can truly experience both spiritual and financial prosperity at the same time?
Great question, Elaine. So I was living my dream, my first dream at least, which was managing my own hedge funds. I had a dream in 1993 to manage other people's money. It was what I was doing as my hobby in the evenings and weekends, picking stocks, analyzing companies. And I realized if I could ever align my hobby and my career, that'd be a dream. That'd be so much fun to like wake up in the morning and actually do something that I was doing for fun in the evenings and weekends. So I started on the path, and there was a lot of doubt from lots of money managers, people who had more experience, people who had MBAs in finance, which I don't and still don't, people who had decades of experience. So I teach my clients now, hashtag doubt the doubt. Have faith in the dream. Don't have faith in your doubt. But I had a lot of doubt because I was getting it from all sorts of places. And finally, I got on a call with somebody who was one step away from being a money manager and told me his path. And I followed it mostly. And 15 years later, I was doing my dream. And I thought I was good. I was done. Like I was doing my dream, and that's what I was supposed to be doing with my life. Well, the universe had other plans. And it was December 2015 when I went to a personal development course while managing my hedge fund, Saloman Capital. By the way, my company name then and now is named after my daughters, Lauren and Morgan, Laur for Lauren, Mor for Morgan.
That's
So I'm at this personal development course, and there was a guy there standing on stage pitching stock options as the only way to get rich. He said, you don't need much time. You don't need much money. This is how the rich people get rich, and options are essentially risk-free. And I was sick to my stomach. I had people tapping me on the shoulder, whispering, Joel, does this make sense? Are options really riskless? So now, after he was done, I was polite. We went out of the auditorium. There were 200 people in the room. And actually, more than 50 of them ran to the back of the room to sign up for his course. Now, we went out of the room. I had a group of people around me, and they were like, so what should we do? And I said, please don't do this. He has no idea about any of you personally. And most importantly, he has no idea about your belief that you could become rich using options. And see, I believe that out of the 200 people, a handful, about 5, were likely to become rich using options. The other 195 will get rich many other ways. It could be stocks, it could be options, it could be crypto, it could be their business, it could be real estate. I mean, there's so many, it could be vending machines. I mean, there's so many ways to get rich, but, teaching one way. So I went home that night, I couldn't sleep. It's like 3:34 in the morning, it hit me. And I jumped out of bed. I quickly got dressed. I was in my office in Midtown Manhattan before the sun rose. And I sent an email to my investors telling them I'm giving them their money back. I'm shutting down my fund. I figured out my true purpose in life.
Wow. Wow. So tell us, what is your true purpose in life?
To help people become financially free, to teach them the truth about money. Because, like we just talked about, there's so many ways to become rich. And like you talked about in the opening, it's good to be rich.
It is good
It's
to be
good
rich.
to be prosperous.
It is, because
But
you
yet,
can do more. Yeah.
and yet, so many of us are brought up in a religious way, being taught that if you're a good soul, if you're spiritual, then you can't be rich because there's this conflict. And I will tell you personally, as a former money manager and interviewing CEOs of insurance companies and money management companies and banks who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I actually met one billionaire in my life. These people are the most kind, caring, generous people I've ever met in my lifetime. And they get it.
Yeah.
And they're giving away millions and millions of dollars every year to their own charities, to foundations they've created. And so this is the foundational principles of what I teach, which is it's good to be prosperous, and let's figure out what the limiting beliefs you have that are holding you back from living the life of your dreams, and be very spiritual. By the way, I am quite spiritual, and my network and the people in my Money Miracles membership are very spiritual, and yet they've manifested millions and millions of dollars. In my membership, they're up to $2,382,000.
That is fabulous. It's so interesting, this conversation, because I always tell people, all my clients, money is the energy of gratitude. Money is the energy of gratitude. And people say, well, school teachers, they play a really important role and they're hardly paid anything. And then there's basketball players, sports figures, they make all this money. That's not fair. That's ridiculous. Millionaires playing basketball. And I'm like, well, the thing that you aren't connecting here is that money is the energy of gratitude. And how many people are you supporting? How many people are you empowering? How many people are you uplifting? Yes, school teachers have a valuable, incredibly vital role to play to those 25, 30 kids in their classroom and to the parents associated with those kids. Absolutely. And you can say the ripple effect as they grow up and the other people they meet and interact with. However, the basketball player is on television, reaching millions of people and all the different investors and all the different venues. It's hard to connect the dots, but there is a community component. You have to look at how you empower the community. And when you empower the community, one of the ways that they express gratitude is with money. That's why it's so important not to get in the way. Now, Joel, there's a question I ask every single one of my guests. They never answer the same way. And I love that. I love that it's so different. And I know you're going to blow me away. No pressure, but you're going to blow me away with your definition because of what you do. I mean, here you are, a money expert. How do you define abundance?
Abundance is, I believe, just like money, it's energy. And it's powerful energy. So it's just a flow. It's flowing it's at a high level of vibration. So abundance is when you're vibrating at a very high frequency. And that same frequency, by the way, is when you're vibrating in those words behind you: gratitude, appreciation, love, joy, passion. So it's just a very high vibration and energy. So that's how I define abundance.
I love it. And we're completely on the same wavelength, no pun intended. I call it, yeah, baby, energy. It's that feeling when you're stepping into a room and you're filled with excitement and delight and wonder, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know exactly who you're going to meet. You don't know exactly what people are going to say. You just know blessings are here for you as long as you are really tuned in. So that state of being in what I call grateful curiosity. Grateful curiosity is the most creative state a human being can be in, because that's when you are fully present. You're tuned in, you're leaning in, you want to know more, you're open to receive, you're welcoming in the blessings that are present for you. It is definitely an energy first. And it starts with how you feel. So, you were talking about a symptom that a lot of people have is these limiting beliefs. What are some of the most common limiting beliefs that people get stuck on here?
I'm not worthy of massive wealth. I can't be spiritual and rich. I have to work really, really hard to be rich and successful. That's a big one. And I was taught that growing up, and my grandparents taught my parents, and my great-grandparents taught my grandparents. But I will tell you, when I made my most money, I wasn't working hard. I was taking inspired action. Big difference. Yeah. Right. And most of my life, I was doing this. I was white knuckling it. I talk about this in the 9 Money Rules. Right. This energy is not creating abundance. It's creating resistance. This energy creates flow, creates abundance. Yeah, that closed fist, you block everything off. The open hand, you open everything up. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I didn't learn that until probably 15 years ago. It's so funny. Things unfold for us in perfect timing, right? Do you want to create real change in your life? Well, it all starts with alignments and actions. Each week, I'll send you powerful tools for spiritual alignment. These are practical tips that help you reconnect with the divine and raise your vibration. Plus, you'll get conscious actions. These are spiritually empowered steps that help you take effective, aligned action towards your dreams. Just go to www.theabundancejourney.com/A&A and start turning inspiration into transformation. Are you struggling to create the abundance that you want? Well, you don't have to work harder. You just need to understand how abundance works. I've got a free abundance journey training that reveals 5 simple steps that shift you out of scarcity and into flow, freedom, and fulfillment. You'll learn how to rewire your mindset, embody abundance instantly, and co-create with the divine. So life starts working for you and not against you. You can watch for free right now. Just go to www.theabundancejourney.com/basics. Yeah, just basics.
and start living in flow. I have been learning a lesson. The divine is really good at bringing me new things that I get to learn and practice, because I was blessed to have a stroke on New Year's Day 2005. And I always say blessed because I got to have a conversation with our higher power. I got a complete download about how everything works, why we are alive, how we can live our best life, and what happens next after this life. Well, ever since that stroke, zero damage, came out of it with no damage. They start talking to me. Like, I get messages all the time, just like I did with Angels Playing Twister.
Yeah.
And it was funny, a few months ago, I was at my kitchen sink doing dishes, and I was just musing over, sometimes you're working on a project, it comes together really easily, it's no big deal. And then there's other times you're working on something and it is a slog. It doesn't matter what you do, you hit roadblock, challenge, issue, problem. It's just incredibly frustrating. And I was wondering, why does that happen? And I immediately felt and heard a very loud, forceful voice in my body that said, when you deny your power is denied to you. When you acknowledge your power is shown to you. You are more powerful than you can imagine. And I was like, whoa, dry the hands, write it down. And I started really exploring, what does this mean? And the part I've been exploring most right now is the second half. When you acknowledge your power is shown to you. And what has become really clear for me is I don't understand my power. And often I get fixated on, but I have to understand it first. And it's a mind-based thing, right? My mind wants logical systems and processes and structure, and a guarantee would be really nice. That's not how life works. Usually there's no guarantee. And I have the opportunity to come from my heart instead. And when I do come from my heart, there's an opportunity to come from inner knowing. Inner knowing is like the difference between muscle memory and logical memory. My father-in-law, he had encephalitis, swelling of the brain, and it caused permanent brain damage. And if you asked him to turn on a light, he couldn't do it. He had no idea what you meant. But when he came into a dark room, he could easily turn on the light because it was muscle memory. And there are different paths through your body for muscle memory in knowing than there is for intellectual understanding. So, yeah, what helps us bridge that gap when we are so fixated on, but it's hard. It's always been hard, so doesn't it always have to be hard?
Yes and no, it doesn't. So, by the way, rule number 2 in the 9 money rules is trust your intuition. And I will tell you, no financial advisor and no financial planner is going to tell you to trust your intuition when it comes to managing your money, to becoming financially free. But this former hedge fund manager will, because I know that if I didn't trust my intuition when I was managing hundreds of millions of dollars, I either lost money or made less money than if I had. And it's really powerful. It's just your higher self giving you the nudge, giving you the tips, the hints. And as a very analytical, as you just mentioned, I'm always in my head. For many, many years, started my career as an actuary, financial analyst, portfolio manager. It was very hard to just trust. But after so many examples of your intuition giving you the right answers, I just had to go with it. And so, I give a simple example of not trusting my intuition. It was a few years ago. My daughters are older now, but I used to take them to school on Thursday mornings, and we had options. We could take the highway, we could take the local roads, or we could hitchhike. Just kidding. But normally my intuition was saying to take the highway. And there was one particular morning where the highway was all backed up with traffic, and my intuition is still telling me to take the highway. And I'm like, use your intellect, go local. So I start going local. I immediately hear the sirens, see the flashing lights. And because I didn't trust my intuition, it cost me a $150 speeding ticket. And to this day, my daughters tease me and call me Speedy Pants.
That's great. That is great. That's amazing. Awesome. Joel, okay, I'm going to challenge you a little bit here because you are so knowledgeable and you're such at a brilliant intersection of spirituality and financial prosperity. I want to have you help us bridge this gap a little bit differently. I always ask, what do we have to shift internally in order to have this transformation? You've been really clear. We need to shift our limiting beliefs. Now, I have an empowering belief that every single limiting belief is designed to be a blessing for you. Resistance is the divine going, hey, your biggest transformation is waiting for you right here behind that resistance. So stop resisting it and dig into it. And what is the blessing inside the resistance? Would you be willing to play with me a little bit and explore the blessings that are hidden in some of the common resistance people have?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So, what I say is from bad things come good things, from terrible, awful things come amazing, great things.
I love it.
And yes, I truly believe that when there's some challenge or Mike Dooley will say contrast, celebrate the contrast. So if there's some physical ailment or some mental challenge, or I met a woman recently who was $100,000 in debt, get on the dining room table and start tap dancing. Because this is the time. Know that when you're in the most challenging times of your life, that something amazing is about to happen. And if you can act as if it is coming, it's on its way, it's going to be really quick, it will be. So what can you do to act as if that big challenge, that big resistance is the greatest gift? And if you knew that, what would you be doing? So how can you act as if that challenge is your blessing? And you're on the other side already. What would you be doing? How would you be acting? How would you be feeling?
Yeah. That is so important because, one of the things that I teach the 5 powers of abundance. And one of them is intensity. And people think, oh, I got to really want it. My why has to be really huge. Well, if you imagine a teeter-totter, the ends of the teeter-totter go way high and way low. And being on that roller coaster sensation is not a lot of fun. But when you're at the center of the teeter-totter, you're at the fulcrum, yeah, it goes up and down, and you notice that it goes up and down, but it doesn't really bother you. It's not a big deal. And it's the same kind of thing with intensity. When there's something you choose to experience in your life, I'm getting better about avoiding the words want and try and need. Instead, I say choose, prefer, desire, intend. When you choose to change something in your life, like get rid of $100,000 in debt, whatever you choose to change in your life, you can sink into that with a deep inner knowing and experience it now. Whatever you want to experience is because you think it will make you feel better about yourself. Well, you can feel better about yourself right now.
Fully. Yes, you can choose. You have a choice. I didn't learn this probably until 2010. I thought that everyone else controlled my emotions. And so I went around life reacting to others. And then I got into reading some books and getting connected with Infinite Possibilities and Mike Dooley, and realized that, wait a second, I get to choose my emotions. I get to choose my feelings all day, every day. It's my choice. I don't have to react. I can be proactive. So that's really important. And by the way, it's feeling first, manifestation second. That's an Andy Dooley quote, Mike's brother. But
Yep.
Feeling first, manifestation second. If you're vibrating down here in worry, fear, complaining, overwhelm, you can't get to that vibration of abundance, which is up here with gratitude and appreciation and joy and love and happiness and passion. So how are you feeling? Check yourself all day, every day. Maybe put on an alarm every couple of hours. How am I feeling? If you're working at a job, I met a woman recently, she despises her job. And so from 8 to 6, 9 to 6, every day, she's way down here in this vibration. It's really hard for her to create abundance.
Yeah.
If she's not vibrating in joy and passion, she has to physically, consciously do things throughout the day, during lunchtime, take the break, the coffee break, and actually go out and do 78 seconds of just, consciously thinking joy, raising the vibration. Because 10 hours of low vibration is not serving you.
No, not at all. Well, I recently had a little bit of a wake up call myself. I signed up for a really fascinating program. It's called Reading Genius. Brilliant, brilliant guy, Ed Stracher, who teaches you how to read super fast. And he's like, the way we normally read is one word at a time. It's very slow. It's very cumbersome. We tend to get distracted. We daydream, so we don't even remember what we just read. And he's like, you're not really using the full capacity of your mind. Sound anything like, we're not using the full capacity of our spirituality? Why, no, we're not. And he has a really interesting technique that deliberately overwhelms your mind and frustrates the heck out of you because your mind can't focus that way, the way it's always focused. And so it's really frustrating for me, right? A little bit of a control freak here. And I just had this epiphany that the divine organizes our lives to get to those experiences of frustration and overwhelm so that we will expand beyond that and use our spirituality, use our mind power in a totally different way. We have access to so much more than we realize, but when we're stuck in that groove of it has to be this way and we've always done it this way, you don't know what you're capable of.
Yeah, we do have infinite intelligence and we do have the ability, like you're tapping into it. I recently started listening to the telepathy tapes, and there are people on this universe, on this earth, not in the universe, on this earth, that have the ability to tap into infinite intelligence. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how awesome is that? And we can too.
Absolutely. If one person can do it, it means you can do it. If you can see it, you can be it.
Right. And this is, by the way, rule number 1 in the 9 money rules. When you believe. Uh-huh. Belief is everything.
Yes.
Right? So if you believe something's going to be really, really hard, guess what? It is. If you start a task and say, you know what? This is going to be so easy. This is going to flow. It's going to be setting the intention like you did at the beginning of the interview today. Setting the intention of, in love and light, we hold this intention, we're investing in ourselves, like having that intention, ease, grace and ease. And so every time I start a course and every week I teach the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use course, every week we start out with, we're setting the intention for grace and ease and fun, grace and ease and fun every single week. So let's have some fun tonight. Right. And that's how it works, right? You set the intention. It's easy. It's everything with grace and ease and fun.
And it's really funny. I experience the divine as effervescent joy, just over the top, happy, excited, delighted, playful, silly. And they're always after me to lighten up. They're like, it is a game, honey. You're making it so much more difficult because you're trying to be very serious. When you have fun, you learn faster. And it's really interesting. There's some research done, I believe it was in the 1980s. They took 2 groups of kids and they wanted to teach them the same thing. And one group used the traditional classroom technique, and another group, they structured a specific play experience. Yes. And it took the kids in the classroom 30 times longer to learn the same material, because when we are in that state of playful, open receptivity, we absorb things so much faster.
Yeah. So gamification has been a term that's been used in the last 5 to 10 years. And I think it's true. In my Money Miracles membership, we have rewards.
Yeah.
So if somebody posts in the private Facebook group, they meet with an accountability partner, they get through a level quickly. They post their money manifestations, they get points, and then they can win. They can win a free book, a free course, free membership, lifetime membership. So everyone's like, oh, I met with an accountability partner. I got my 25 points. I'm just letting you know. So it gamifies it, and it's more joyous. They're learning, and they're having fun doing it. Fun.
So important. So important. So Joel, obviously you didn't bring your magic wand, so you can't just go ping and now we're all like, we're all there, right? What are one or two little baby steps that we could take that would get us on the right track?
So I mentioned one already, acting as if. So you want that dream house or dream car or dream vacation or, this amount of money. What baby step can you take in acting as if it's already done? As if so you want to go to the island of Maldives and take a vacation there for a week with the hut over the water, with the swimming pool and the jacuzzi. And so what could you do right now? Do some research. Go online, see how long the flight is. What's the best time of year to go? When is the humidity the lowest? What would it, how much is the excursions? How much would it be to go snorkeling or scuba diving or seeing, playing with the dolphins? Go through all the steps as if it's about to happen. Put that energy out there and act as if it's right now. Plan it all out. I did this before my trip to Egypt, and in 2021, I planned it all out, and that trip came to me from a completely different way, but I got to Egypt that way.
Yeah, you don't know exactly how it's going to show up. You're acting as if, and you're enjoying the energy of it. And one of the things I love to do is connect with people who've already been where you want to go. And
Yes.
You can find out what are their favorite places that they went and what would they recommend, what would they do again, what was their favorite food, see it through their eyes, look at their photos. I mean, honestly, you put yourself in the physical space of as if I have experienced this. And how
Yes.
cool is that? And that energy is just amazing. So that's the acting as if. Do you have another tip for us?
I think like you just alluded to it, spending more time with people who have what you want. So get on a call with me. I do 30 minutes free to the world. Just spend more time with people who have what you want. Pick their brain a bit. Your net worth equals your network. Your net worth equals your network. So reach out to people who have what you want, get on calls with them, get on podcasts with people that you want to interact with that have more. Just spend more time, get some coaching. Binge on a YouTube channel. I have over 800 free videos on my YouTube channel. Just binge on them. It's acting as if you're being coached, right? It's the same thing, but you're getting closer. I spend a lot of time with Mike Dooley just because he's got 1.6 million followers. He sends an email to every day.
Yeah.
And he's spoken to tens of thousands of people live. I want to do that.
Yeah, I love Mike. And I love what you're saying here because yes, we have intersected our energy. We have connected our energy. Those 3 deep breaths and sharing that intention together, our energy is permanently connected. And so knowing that you may not be where you want to be right now, and there are people here who can help you, you are connected to Joel, to me. So look at what we're up to. Look at what we're doing. Figure out how you can get in touch with us and with other experts who have resources and tools and suggestions and tips and ideas. Just being in that energy of possibility really helps raise your vibration because you're absolutely right. Whatever you believe is true for you, not for anybody else, just for you.
Right.
So in order to change your beliefs, you get into that space of infinite possibility. Speaking of infinite possibility, Joel, you offered us a really amazing gift. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, the 9 Money Rules millionaires use, that the book I wrote, the course I have, I have a video course that I've created. So I'm giving that away for free. So so I alluded to a few of the 9 Money Rules. You get all of them. And I've created a video for each one of them with a exercise sheet. So it's interactive. You go through it. And I truly believe that practicing these 9 Money Rules will move you towards financial freedom and becoming a millionaire. If you're not yet, and if you are already, let's get you to 10 million.
There you go. That's the other thing that I've noticed about the divine and about the universe. It's truly the ultimate infomercial. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. But wait, I mean, we can do more. There's more love. There's more opportunity. There's more abundance. There's more prosperity. There's more vibrancy. There's more to enjoy. There's more to love. There's more money that comes in as gratitude energy. Absolutely. You can have it all. You can.
This or better.
You get to believe. This or something better. And you don't know exactly how it's going to show up. Well, one of the things we always do here at the Abundance Journey, we love to turn the tables on our guests because we know that when we give is when we truly receive the most. What can we do to support you?
By the way, rule number 6 in the 9 Money Rules is giving.
I think I just did the book without reading it.
Yeah, no. We're definitely aligned. I'm looking to help more people. I want to help more people become financially free. My mission is to help at least 100,000 people become financially free. So anyone you know who's struggling, or anybody who wants to learn specific techniques about investing in stocks or real estate or crypto or whatever, again, I'm not that guy. You have to learn it this way. Whatever you want to learn, I will teach you, because I truly believe that you have a path to prosperity. And your path is different than other people. So I want to teach you and I want to support you in getting on your path to prosperity, to abundance, to financial freedom.
Joel, I have pages of notes. I always take notes because my guests are so brilliant. But you've made a real challenge here. I mean, you just said you have a unique path to prosperity. Each person has a unique path. You've given us so many incredible insights here. And I have to pick just one for the Activate Abundance segment. You're making my life a little difficult. What a blessing. What a treasure. I am so grateful you made the time to join us today.
Well, thank you for having me. It's actually my true pleasure.
Outstanding. Well, stick around. We're going to activate abundance in just a moment. Abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you activate. Well, in my book, 5 Steps to Activate Your Abundance, I share the exact process that I learned from the divine during my near-death experience, my stroke, so that you can manifest with ease, joy, and confidence. This book is your step-by-step guide that shifts your mindset, helps you overcome fear, and co-create a life you love. And great news, it's available as an ebook, a paperback book, or an audiobook on Amazon. So just go to Amazon and look up 5 Steps to Activate Your Abundance and start living abundantly today. Did you know that 78% of people believe abundance is just about money? And that it's always out of reach? Well, that is a poverty mindset. But here's the truth. Abundance is a choice. That's why I named my TEDx talk, Abundance is a Choice. And in that talk, I reveal the secret to shifting out of scarcity and into flow and an abundance mindset. Over 325,000 people have watched so far, and now it's your turn. Just search for Abundance is a Choice on YouTube and start living abundantly. I adore Joel. Isn't he incredible? I mean, step one to activate your abundance is always gratitude. Gratitude is the ignition switch to higher consciousness. And hey, money is the energy of gratitude. So, of course, meeting with a money expert who gets the nuances of spiritual prosperity and monetary financial prosperity, and he knows how to blend the two. Yeah, you don't have to give anything up to experience both. It's actually who you are. It is your God given birthright to experience all the love and blessings you want to experience in your life. And one of those blessings is money. So I'm super grateful to Joel for taking the time to join us today and for all the incredible things he had to say. I mean, I really struggled over which one I was going to activate for you. Step two is to acknowledge something you heard that was an aha for you. And oh my gosh, from the very beginning, he said, doubt the doubt. Have faith in your dream instead. And I was just like, oh, that is so powerful because who doesn't doubt? We all doubt. We do. It is a human condition trying to protect ourselves. The problem is our ego, whatever you want to call it, our conscious minds, if we haven't experienced something before, we don't have a comfort level with it. Anything outside our comfort level, we try to shy away from because we don't know what to expect. We don't know how it's going to work. We don't know how it's going to turn out. Remember the whole thing about having to understand it first? Yeah. When you doubt the doubt and you decide to believe in your dream, everything changes. Step one is gratitude. Step two, acknowledge something you heard that was an aha for you. Step three, appreciate the difference it can make in your life. All of a sudden, every time doubt comes up, I can chuck it to the curb. I don't have to hang on to this doubt. It's wonderful to notice where the resistance is showing up because that is an area that the divine is saying, here is a huge growth opportunity for you. If you're nervous about getting on stage, if you're nervous about whatever it is, you're going for a big promotion, if you're anxious about something, excellent. Act as if. The divine already knows that this or something better is coming to you. All you have to do is welcome it in. How do you welcome it in? You act as if, and you doubt the doubt. You chuck the doubt entirely. Love that. Step four is where we're going to activate this abundance. And I found 3 different ways that work really well. First way is schedule time to get it done. Doubt comes up fairly often. So I include journaling in this category because sometimes your mind is racing. You've got all these thoughts going through your head and you don't even realize that there's some hidden doubt there. But when you write it down, you write down all the things that you're saying to yourself, all of a sudden you get this objective perspective and you realize, oh, here's where the doubt's coming in. And once you see that, you can banish it forever. Okay, so that's step one. One option is schedule time to get it done. Second way, create a physical trigger like crossing your fingers or tugging on your earlobe. I really like to tug on my earlobe. When I do that, and I might be a little worried about going into a meeting or a really important phone call, something like that, I can just doubt the doubt. I can let the doubt go entirely. And instead, I can choose to step into grateful curiosity, knowing that I am co-creating with the divine inside all the people that I'm talking to. My divine is speaking to their divine, and we are having a party. We're having a joyous celebration. And if I can get out of my own way by tugging my earlobe or crossing my fingers as a reminder, doubt the doubt, then I can really be ready for the party. Get it? Totally different mindset. The third way to activate your abundance is to work with what I call an abundance buddy. Most people call them accountability buddies, but hey, I'm all about abundance. So this is somebody who really knows you and loves you and gets you. And they can point out to you, that sounds kind of like you're doubting what you could experience. And you go, whoops, I'm doubting the doubt. Okay, so now I'm going to focus on what this is and really understand I'm chucking that and I'm replacing it with this dream, this belief, this new awareness. The awareness is in my body, my heart and solar plexus. My understanding isn't here yet. My mind has not caught up yet. That's a distant second. My heart and my solar plexus, my inner knowing shows up first. So I choose inner knowing for everything I desire to experience in my life. Yeah. 3 ways, and it's all yours. Step 5, celebrate your progress. This is an amazing unfolding of the joy, the beauty, the richness, the prosperity of your life. Every single aspect of your life gets enriched when you embrace a combination of your spiritual and financial prosperity. You don't have to have one or the other. Enjoy it all. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time for the Abundance Journey. I think your journey is worth celebrating. Have you had a breakthrough, a powerful insight, maybe an emotional shift? Well, I want to hear about it. Please share your transformation. You just might be featured on the Abundance Journey show. Tell me what insight has changed things for you. How have you shifted your mindset, your energy, or your perspective? Now, here's a little secret. Maybe you didn't realize this. You can also celebrate in advance. Let us know what you're in the middle of manifesting so we can add our energy to yours. Just go to www.theabundancejourney.com/thank-you to share your story. And I'm going to celebrate your transformation with you.
You've been listening to the Abundance Journey Show with Elaine Starling. Visit theabundancejourney.com/podcast gifts to access today's gift, as well as gifts from our other guests. Tune in every week to activate abundance in your life and business. If something resonated with you, please share it with your friends so they can benefit too. Keep activating abundance, and we'll see you in the next episode.